The following is the full-length review of Transformers Studio Series Megatron. Stay tuned. Rodimusbill here, and today we're going to do a review, finally the full-length review of the Transformers Studio Series Transformers the movie Megatron. Now they did stop labeling these 86 for some reason, and they stopped numbering them. So now he's just Transformers Studio Series Megatron, even though there's probably been like 6 or 7 Megatrons. First, take a look at the package. The plastic is back. You got him on both tank and robot mode. And it is more than meets the eye, robot to tank in 54 steps. So he's a biggie. Transformers the movie. There's Megatron in his robot mode. He is a leader class. Megatron and the Decepticons prepare to mount a surprise attack on Autobot City. 54 steps. In the back, you can carry the sword and the gun, and he's got a little gun of himself, which is pretty cool. So, all right, let's get this guy out of the package. I already did the unboxing, so we're just gonna, and there's no more Studio Series stopped doing the backdrops. So I don't know if they got cheap or what. All right, so first take a look at the instruction booklet. 8+, and it is a pretty big instruction booklet. 4 accessories: the fusion cannon, the barrel of the old gun, the sword, and a little miniature Megatron. So, fusion cannon on his arm. Everything else stays on the back. So it tells you right there. Let's see. What is this over? Oh, that's his transformation. And then you turn it over. There's his tank mode. And all the weapons fit on him in tank mode. So, very complicated. But he's ingenious. Alright. Fusion cannon. I know it's not accurate. It's not solid black neither. It's this kind of brownish color, the same as waist is. But it's not accurate neither. But if this part was gone, it would be more accurate. And I got a 5mm port, and it is blast effect compatible, but he didn't come with blast effects. This was the old gun's barrel, so now this sticks behind Megatron's back. You get the sword he used in like one episode, and it's 2 different shades of purple and like off-white. And this is part of his original mode, but I kind of wish they would have had the stock in it too, but this is Megatron. That's his little gun mode. The one that came with the MP Optimus is a lot better, but there you go. So there is There is Megatron. And let's see. He's playing with his hands. Pretty good. Pretty accurate. The only thing that might not be accurate is probably the color of the legs. If they were all this color, it'd be fine, but they're kind of like a bluish gray, but it's not bad. So the fusion cannon, pretty detailed. And then here's a 5mm port, and you can put the cannon on his arm. And then what you want to do is to complete the look of the original Megatron, you got this little piece right here. So you just want to rotate this 90 degrees. And in the original G1, it was behind his right shoulder. Like that. And then we can put his gun in his hand. And then we could put the sword in his hand. And you just want to like snap that in. And then close his fingers. So there is Megatron. He's got his gun. Whoops. There you go. So, all in all, pretty cool. Kind of wish he could have had that one little gun that he killed Optimus with, or the shard that he came with, but And that's Megatron. So you look at the face. He's got the off-color face, just a shade different than the helmet. He's got the red eyes. He's got a little scowl on him. He's got the purple Decepticon symbol. He's got the blue, red, and the yellow. So all in all, he's pretty accurate. He's even got these with a little trigger from the gun mode. And this guy is not hollow at all. I mean, look at that. He is all solid. There's no empty spots, and besides the treads, you would never know this guy transforms into a tank at all. Now, I used to collect hardhead heroes. So this is Megatron 4809 out of 5,000. What year was this? 2001. So, just to compare, and then the only difference I was looking at is there's a third blue dot right there. This one doesn't have it. But as you can see, you've got the paneling on each of the ribs. You've got even these, they're up here though, right there. You got the two little trapezoids and the big one. This guy is actually not accurate because it doesn't have the shoulders. I think these look more right. But all in all, you know, there's the black waist. Even got the little gun in the back. So, I think they did a knockout job. Everybody's wondering, you know, how are they going to do this tank mode? But they wound up doing it pretty good. And here's what I meant with the, say there's not an extension right here. So, that's just a little my hard hero bust I have. All right, now, we're going to do articulation. The head goes 360, goes up and down. The arm goes 360 degrees. You can do kind of like a butterfly where you can hold something. At the elbow, rotates 90 degrees. His hands rotate 360 degrees. Now his three fingers are together, his index fingers together, and then his thumb is. So he's got good, you know, his hand pretty good. Well, let's see, the waist, you can do a whole 360 degrees. I remember that one time he flipped over and then did this, and then did this with Prime, and went like that, which is pretty cool. The other arm is the same way. Oh, and it goes out like that. It could do out like that. So he's got pretty maneuverable. Again, he's got that butterfly joint you can do. Let's see, the feet. I like how these aren't, you know, like the little crotch flaps. They're actually molded in, so that I like when they do that better. So you can do more than 90 forward, 90 back. You can do the whole split. He's got a mushroom joint, so he goes at the thigh rotation. He's got a little more than 90 at the knee. And of course, you got ankle, feet go up and down. And the other one, same thing. So in all, this guy is pretty maneuverable. And the detail on him, I mean, is just, look at that. The head sculpt is amazing. Now there's a DNA upgrade kit. It's got like 3 or more heads. It's got 8 hands. I was playing around with the hands before. The hands just pop off. So the new DNA kit comes with like 5 different sets of hands. I think it's got a shorter barrel, and I think it comes with another gun, but I never get the DNA kit, so I'm not worried about that. So that is it for Megatron in his robot mode. And you could, I wish this guy would have come with blast effects. They don't do the blast effects anymore. And then you turn it around. Now this is what it was. Now this is a little different. You got a 5mm port there, so you put his sword there. But this has a rectangle little notch right there, and you get the little notch right there, and that's how he stores the gun. So, you know, could they put another 5mm port right there? Yeah, they could have easily done that, but for some reason they did this. And not bad. Can you see from the top? No, not really. All right. Now let's do some robot to robot comparisons. Now, I can't show you everything. If you've been watching my channel, you know that I flooded during Hurricane Elaine last year. And I just moved back in my house August 1st. I was gone 9 months and everything's still in totes. I haven't had any new bookshelves lately. So I did manage to find a few figures, but first we will do Commander Class Optimus Prime. Now, if you notice, Megatron is taller than Optimus. Now, this Optimus is a little taller than the other, like Earthrise Optimus. So the scaling is a little off, but I do like Megatron being a little bigger than Prime, just because, you know, he's the bad guy and he's built for war, and Optimus Prime wasn't, supposedly. But still, I mean, when I was a kid growing up, I got into Transformers when I was 11 in 1984. And to have figures like this right now, and Megatron was impossible to find when I was a kid. Never saw him at all. But here's what we have today, so you kids are lucky. So there is Optimus, and then Megatron formats into Galvatron. Now, it makes this Galvatron a lot smaller. Yes, I got the wrong shoulders. A lot of QCC issues, but so far now with Megatron. Yes, Galvatron is the more improved version of Galvatron or Megatron, so maybe they'll upsize Galvatron a little. But you know, you can see some similar, the fusion cannon on the hand, and they kept the in the back. And this guy is not really a tank, so this is the Kingdom version. I know they came out with the Studio Series version with a bluer thing, but wasn't worth buying a new one. Well, let's see. And now we're in the age of the Prime, so this is Megatronus. Now, both these are leader classes. He's 54 steps. He's a little less. But this guy's got 4 blast effects. He's got a sword. He's got all these weaponry. So this guy is a true leader class. I'm glad that this is the rare leader class. So Megatron's still a cool leader class. I mean, he's got the complexity, but... And as you can see, Megatronus, they both have fusion cannons. And they both have these little things in the back. So I kind of wish Megatron's face would look like a little like Megatronus, but that's not what they went. But and you know, if you've seen like Transformers 1, or if you know IDW history, Megatron took his name from Megatronus, one of the 13 primes. And speaking about the 13 primes, we're going to bring in Alchemist Prime, which in IDW is Mick Adams, the bartender at the Energon bar on Cybertron. But that's a whole different story. So Deluxe Leader Class, I don't have any Voyagers, but that's it for that. Now let's get to transformation. So to transform into tank mode, we want to take the fusion cannon off. Now you got to put your nail in here. You got to swing this down, rotate it, and put it that way. Okay? So then we take this, and you want to make sure this is on the bottom part. So you want to push this in. You want to turn this 90 degrees. And that is the barrel of the gun. All right. Then they're going to take this off, and now we can work on Megatron. So, very important. Take the index finger. You got to turn it side. You got to make sure the index finger fits inside the hand. Okay? So, that one's done. Turn the little index finger in. So what you want to do is use this little tab and your finger there, pull this out, extend this. Now you want to rotate the hand in. Now it's easier to rotate it this way because see how thick this is? You can do it the other way. You just got to bend the elbow. But it's easier just to rotate it forward and then snap it. Basically it gets rid of the that weird red gray elbow. So again, you want to pull this out, extend this, pull the hand in, rotate this around, and then snap that. Okay. Next, we're going to disengage this from here, and then this also rolls out like that. Okay, and push this down. Now, once you get to this part, you can disconnect the shoulders, pull them forward, and then push them back. See how this is higher than this one. So push them back, and then kind of like the Omega Supreme Titan, you fold this out again, and then while you're doing this, you could push the head in, okay? Snap that back there. Now, while you're here, just take this, and then you just want to rotate it like that, okay? Then we'll rotate these forward, and we're going to leave that for now. So, turn them over. These go up and flip them around, all right? Or you can just flip them around, but then you still have to fold them up. Now, the idea is to put these tabs into that slot. So you want to fold these up like so, okay? And let's do the other leg while we're here. All right, so, and the other leg is position. Whoops. All right. So, and then while we could rotate this around and then fold this over. Because eventually, this tab right up here is going to go in the slot. Okay? But we're just going to leave that for right now. We're going to come and do the feet. Now, you'll be amazed how much compact this goes. So you want to disconnect this tab from here, pull that down, and then this will disengage there, pull that up, and then we're going to push this to the side. Okay? So then we're going to extend this whole part right there. Now, while we're bent like this, all right, the part that's connected always stays straight. So you can fold this out and extend another piece of the tread out, again on this side. You can pull this down, pull this out, pull this in, and this you can just move over, and there's one foot. All right, so all that was inside the feet. Okay, so we're gonna do it again. Disconnect the leg, kick this up, and then this tabs in right there. So you just want to make sure this untabs, and then untab that again. Now, while it's crooked, again, this part stays. So fold this down, fold that up. This piece goes down, you extend the tank tread, fold that up, and then the legs like that. Okay? So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach the feet. Okay? So here's where you try to get that tab in that slot. And we're just gonna, let's see. And do the best you can for right now. So he should look like this. Let's get that tab into that slot. And this. All right. Move these out of the way. Oh, and the legs, see now everything came undone. So let's get back to where we were. All right. Let's get back. We're just going to take a second and get back to where we were. All right. And then this folds. All right. Usually I never have a problem with this part, but since it's live, we're just going to correct it real quick. All right. So basically, that is what you got. All right. You can see through Megatron's chest. That's supposed to be all tabbed in. So now what you're going to do is you're going to get this tab into here. You're going to get this tab into this slot. And then this will slide into this. So let's see. That goes first. Wow, that was pretty easy. Unbelievable. So now the second. Just want to get that tab in. Let's see, why won't this guy? Oh, okay. So, and then this tab goes there. That goes in that one. One, two, and three. All right, so pretty stiff right now. So now what we're going to do is we're going to save the feet for last. All right. So if you did this right, you've got these things. What you want to do is you want to fold these over and like that. Okay. So you want to go from straight, you want like a backwards L. And what they're going to do is they're going to fold in, they're going to snap into each other. You see this tab right here and this tab. So when you fold everything in, if you do it right, look at that, first try, that's what you got. Okay, now you see that little notch right there, okay, and on the back of the foot you have it right there. So you just want to bend the knee right here, and you want to just get this underneath there. All right, there's that little notch. This goes in, and then, oh, first you have to flip the feet up. So this goes out and then turn the feet. So make sure you fold it like that, okay? And then you want to just fold it up right here. Get that little notch in like that, okay? The foot goes down and that folds over. Now, what you're left with, all right, see, and I didn't, let's see, we're going to rotate those 90. Yeah, rotate those 90. So you want the little tabs sticking out. So this goes over the cylinders, and then you got two slots on here. So you want to put that in there, and then you're just going to slide these into those little notches like that. And that's the main part of the tank mode. And then you can put the gun there, and you can put the sword there. And he's got one big roller and two little casters, I think, and he rolls pretty good. So, and there you have it as tank mode. Now, for the turret, it's weird how you rotate it because it's not centered, but this is how it rotates, and you really got no movement up unless you, well, you can't even do that up. So, yeah, I mean, they're trying to go after, I know, the tank mode, but I wish I had the Siege tank mode. I got the Cybertron one, not the Earthrise one, but still. He has a tank mode, and this is the gun barrel. So as you can see, he's got the tank treads here. You can see parts of the gun where it used to be. The back doesn't look too bad. There's the bottom. Front, it looks pretty good from the front and all that. Now, there is an alternate tank mode, which I'll put at the end of the video. So we're almost there too, and I'll show you the alternate tank mode. But first, let's do some, and we'll just show you from the top. So all in all, I mean, he's not the gun we wanted, but he is a tank. All right, let's do some comparisons. Okay, in our first vehicle mode comparison, we're going to bring in Commander Class Optimus Prime. Now, I like how these two guys scale. Megatron should always be a little bit bigger than Optimus, I think. And I think these guys nail it. The scale to everything else, not really in scale. But what are you going to do? Next, we have Galvatron. So another leader-to-leader class. That is the Kingdom version. The Studio Series is just a tad little darker tint or a more blue tint. Here is Megatronus, another leader class. And then we're going to have Alchemist Prime, the deluxe class. And then we have Megatron, the statue. So I know you don't really get much out of this, but oh well. All right. And that is all the vehicle mode comparison. Now, the one thing that I always do is I always transform them back. Now, most reviewers, or at least they used to always start in vehicle mode and then transform into robot mode. But basically, you're going from, compact to expanding it. I always start as they're packaged. Most come packaged in robot mode, and then I do a reverse transformation. So first, we're going to take off all the weapons. I'm just going to unpeg this. And while we're here, we're going to take this, pull this down, and just shift it back like that. We're going to take the barrel out, and this is going to be in Megatron's back, so we're just going to rotate this up like that. Now for the Megatron figure. Now, I think we're going to undo the back leg first. I'm just going to pop this up, and then we're going to pull this out. Now remember, there is that little, that tabs into here. So what you're doing is you're just extending the leg, and then the other side, we're going to flip up the feet, pull the toe out, and then shift this down. And then we're just going to leave the feet like that for now. All right. Come up here. Now remember, these tabs in here, here, and here. 1, 2, 3. All right. So let's undo both sides. All right. Now we're going to keep it at an angle like this. Okay. So now always look at the, let's just shift the camera up a little, the longer side, okay? Because we're going to pull this out. Oh, and it always pops off. Oh, you know what? Oh, my bad. Let's snap this back in. All right, I always forget to do this part. We got to take the middle piece and shift it out. Now what you can do is take the taller part, and then you bend this out, fold this in, bend that back up, and then you can do the same for over here. It's always on the bigger side, so, and these always pop off. I don't understand why. Ever since I got this guy. Fold this in, pop that in, and then you can fold the feet up like that. And remember, you got this tab goes here. So you just want to lock that in like that. All right. Swing this forward. Now you got this tab goes into here. And then you got these two tabs go, these two slots go in these two tabs. And one foot is done. All right. Now, the other side, let's get this right. So we're going to do this first. The middle goes first. Okay. Then what you want to do is pull this out, pull this in, snap that shut, do the same here. You got to pull this in, fold that in, shut that here, combine these two, lock them in. Whoops. Lock that in. Now remember, this tab goes into that little slot there. These two tabs go into the slot here. Fix the foot. Now we have the feet all done. All right. Then you could rotate this out. Now remember, this is tabbed in. So pull the legs down like that, 90 degrees. 90 degrees, close these down, shift them to the side. All right, then we're gonna rotate this 180. Okay, we're going to separate this here, fold this in. Okay, we're gonna fold this like that. These two tabs are gonna go into there. Lock the chest in, and then we're gonna pull this down for now. Okay, so before we do the head, let's do the arms. All right, we're gonna separate the arms and straighten all these out so they're straight. See that? So now these are all straight in a row. Take the arm and rotate it like this. And then you're gonna rotate it like this, okay? Now we're on the home stretch. All right, there. Okay, so it kind of reminds me of the Omega Supreme. You fold this once like that, and then you bring this, well, I think at this point we're gonna flip the head over like that, okay? And then we're gonna rotate this up like that. Now the arm shifts in, you just gotta move this like that. And it's not really a peg, but that just goes inside like that. And then see the other arm, you want to shimmy it. At the same time, twist that and get that back in. All right, now take the arms and let's see. We're gonna do, I think that goes like that. Yep. So let's separate all this. Okay, pull the hand out. Now rotate, it's easier to rotate this way. Here, we'll rotate the big side around like that. Extend the hand, flip all that back in. That hand's done. And then we're gonna rotate, that little tab is out. Tab out that piece. And then this piece. And then rotate it. It's easier if you do, you can do it the other way. Say you can rotate this on the back, but it's easier if you just rotate it down like this. Pull out the hand. You got that tab, goes into that little slot like that. And if you're unsure, always remember the elbow bends like that. All right, so there is Megs. Now, we already got this 90 degrees, so this snaps back there. Everything's all snapped in. These are sideways. Fusion cannon goes in there. And now I know it's, you got to keep the little hands in, so I always like to bring my toes out like that. I'll stick the sword in his hand. There you go. And then I'll put Megatron playing with himself. I wish they had the stock barrel that goes like that. That would have been perfect. And I didn't see it on the DNA design. I know they got a new fusion cannon. They got like 8 sets of hands. They got like 3 or 4 faces. I think they did way too much. And that is Megatron back in his robot mode. And we're going to bring this out again. The old hard hero. And let's see, big blue dot, small blue dot. Oh, we got a third blue dot, the yellow, the red, the paneling here, 3 lines here. Again, everything's pretty good. This doesn't have the like that, but still, all in all, pretty accurate for G1. Said no hollowness whatsoever. And that is Megatron. All right, so that is Studio Series. Well, it is Studio Series 86, but with this new wave, they don't label it 86 anymore, and they don't give them individual numbers, which is crazy. I do like how they number it. That way you could say Optimus Prime number 59, because they got so many, Optimus Prime, so many Megatrons. But yeah, that is Megatron. I mean, I'm really glad Megatron's here. I think they did a really good job on him, and it was pretty quick from the time they announced it to the actual time that we received it. Now, he was supposed to come out in November, but he got shipped early. So, all right, and that is the review. So make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. You want to hit that thanks button. That would help me a lot. Again, I'm still recovering from Hurricane Helene. I still need to buy all new bookshelves for all my figures and stuff. Just sorry I couldn't find my Siege Megatron, but I'm glad I did find what I did. Like and subscribe, hit that buy me a coffee, and if you want to do a buck or two, feel free to do that. All right, like, subscribe. If you want to just watch my other videos, that helps me a lot too. I don't get paid for YouTube, not yet, but I'm close to it. All right, and as Megatron just says, I'll destroy you with my bare hands. Who disrupts my coronation? Oh, no, that'll Starscream. Nobody summons Megatron. Nobody. Rodimusbill out. All right, you stayed for the bonus video. We're going to transform this into a fan-made alternate mode where we're going to get rid of the fusion cannon. So, what you want to do is unpeg this and take this out. Now, this is what the hands look like, all right? We have everything is all down and out. So now we're gonna do the backwards L. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna take these and fold these over, and then we're gonna take this like that. Okay, see how we did that? I'm gonna take the other one and do the same thing. So we gotta get one hand out. So we're going to open this up like that, get that hand out, close it back up, and we're just going to, we got to make it so we got to put something in here. All right. So now that we've got it that way, what we're going to do is we're going to rotate this that way, and you want those little pegs to be touching each other. Okay, so that I believe is the right one. Now we're gonna do the same way. We're gonna keep the little shapes that way, and we want to put the hand like that, and we're gonna rotate this like this. Okay, so the other way they go the other way. Now they go here. All right. And we're going to rotate this around, and the hand, you can rotate that. So what you want to do now is come over here. You want to put this in that little peg in his hand, and then you want to tuck his hand away. So get this as best as you can. So what we did was we got one hand out, and instead of going this way, we went the other way, and we flipped the arms. So now that is the new tank mode. I could still rotate, but what you did was you got this as the barrel instead of this. So this is the fan alt mode. It doesn't come together, but what you should have is, if you're trying to pull off this mode, make sure these are down and into each other. That's an L, that's a backwards L. These will be a lot closer together now that you flipped them and one of the hands is out. All right, and there is your fan mode. All right, Rodimusbill, catch you later. Out.